Among the live oaks and Spanish moss of northern Florida, we have a red fence and matching gates. And a driveway leading to Don Meyer's new shop and beautiful property. Old Glory and the Bluebird flag to the left. And buses. And a big shop or two to the right. Got a few guests. Somebody's, I won't say whose, PT40. And we've got Kevin in a wide body. He's about to pull out today. Been in for a little bit of work. But the real work goes on in the shop. They almost match, the Suburban and somebody's PT40 over there. Just waiting for a chance to get into the shop.
That's my 91
and
Suburban.
Don's 91 Suburban.
Nice restoration job on
Time to paint it the new colors of Don's new coach before too much longer. He won't let that stay much longer. And we come into
okay, and then I'll get out and narrate the shop.
The bus cave. And here's Don. There he is!
Hey gang, how's everybody
There
doing?
he is!
Welcome to my shop. We got Chip Lamb here doing some video because most guys haven't seen the shop to any degree yet. So Chip, come on in. We'll take a little tour. I'll show you what's going on in the shop.
It's amazing, isn't it?
This is a 50 by 52 Quonset hut, obviously. I put a post up a while ago about all the guys who were here helping with it, and they did a fantastic job on it. Of course, I got all my workbenches, my tools and stuff, and all my most used tools I keep on the wall because they're easy to access and see if anything's missing. And of course, I got toolboxes with other stuff and test equipment, so on and so on. And then down further here, we got my welders, drill press, and I got a 60-ton hydraulic press. This here is the roof air conditioner off of my bus, the condenser unit.
Bam!
It was all rusted out inside, but my dash air does work, so I'm going to be rebuilding all that, make all new sheet metal for it. That'll be real nice when it's done. And in the shop, obviously, I built a nice bathroom in here. Got a nice stainless steel double sink for doing cleaning up and everything. And torches, and of course, the back here, we got our parts washer and a big new air compressor, and my brass cabinets over here. As I'm working on my bus, I'm going to talk about that now. That's what this is all about. Obviously, I've been stripping it down just about to bare metal. All of the access doors and things like that, I sit at that little table up there. First, I put them on my chemical strip table. I'm using an aircraft stripper. I strip everything there. Now, after I've done that, I put everything in the glass cabinet, in the glass bead cabinet there. Glass bead, all the aluminum, trim everything down. Everything's real nice and primer. These will also be painted on the back before it goes back together. Okay? But I sit at that table up there, sand and primer, stack them all back here, ready to go back together again. This is all the external components for the coach. All of my louvers, I got a couple of them over there to be power washed yet, but this is how the louver doors are coming out. And they've been stripped and sandblasted, medium blasted inside and out, and they're primered. And again, these will be painting on the back before they go on, and then of course the finished paint out in the front of them. This obviously is a big panel goes up on the back. This is one of the panels up in the front of the coach. But that's how she's coming along, slowly making progress. I did not strip up above the drip edge because the paint there was so thin anyway. It just took a good sanding with 80 grit and the DA and a palm sand, and that came down really nice. So that's going to be all in good shape. Okay, so that's what's going on there. Again, this is where I sit and do my final sanding on small parts. And I prime them right here. I made this tarp the blue tarp. I laid the tarp out when I start spraying any primer so I don't get the floor real bad. And these guys here get all blasted in the cabinet if they fit. If not, I just sit here and sand them. Some of them actually came apart because Bluebird didn't do the best welding job on them. So I had to weld up the aluminum corners here because they actually came apart. And they all came out real nice. So these are ready to be sanding and then painted, primered anyway. And around here, you can see I'm getting ready to prime the front end. It's pretty well stripped down. Anything I need to do down to the primer. Got one more to do here, one more prep work, and we'll go prime the front of it. Good thing about this coach, it's all galvanized. So all those bare spots, it doesn't rust. Some of these been bare metal for a month or more, and there's no rust on them. They don't rust because it's all galvanized. But I like to sand them again before the primer goes on. So that's so Pop's bus is being resurrected.
The phoenix from the ashes.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, it looks the same all the way around. It's just coming out real nice. So anyway, I mentioned in one of my blog posts that all the surface rust that we came across under the moldings, things like this here. After Kevin leaves, I'm going to be moving outside, and we're going to be media blasting all that out, either glass bead or sand, whatever works best. Any rust will be removed before we do any primer. And we're using our 2K epoxy primer, and we're going to be doing the base coat, clear coat on the colors.
Tell me a little bit about the galley window, because that was somewhere that you sandblasted and it went a little too far.
Well, no, it didn't sandblast. When I took the molding off, okay, because we have the aluminum molding on here, right under the molding at the center of the window was this. No, this is over there.
Oh.
Okay. This here was just it was a rust spot. It was all the way through, right under the window here.
Right.
So I just cut that out. In fact,
You got that piece too. Which one was that one? That was in the back.
Yeah, this was just.
There it was. Yeah, there it was.
Okay, that was rusted through right under the window there. Okay, so I just cut that out, welded a new piece, and we had the window out, the rubber and everything was out, so it's just a bare frame there. And we were there, and the chip was here, helped me get the window back in again afterwards. But the biggest part was right over here.
Right, under the refrigerator.
This is the refrigerator. It was getting water down behind the metal, and these are filled with foam, insulation in there, so the water was staying there. And I had some little rust bubbles showing, but I figured, okay, we'll be able to grind that out and fix it. I hit it with the grinder, and all
That's
that
what happened, yep.
Okay,
Bam.
so I got completely through there. So I got out the air chisel, I just cut out this half moon here, welded steel back in, had the same gauge steel, welded it all back in, and fixed that all back up again. So that's what came out of there, and that came out pretty good. But that was the worst spot, was that there. And what else can I say? The worst rust under the molding that was not all the way through was across the back here. I put a picture of this on the blog. This is all surface rust. I was playing with the sandblaster here, but I didn't want to make a mess inside. Once I get the right media, whether I use glass bead or sand, all this rust to be gone. Go blast it all out. None of it's through. It's all surface. So that will all be blasted out. Of course, I'll finish stripping the rest of that. And then any place it's rough, the appropriate body work can be done, skim coat and all that. And that'll come out nice. The other thing I'm doing in the back here, if I can find the stainless steel, where we had the original, I didn't strip these because I'm hoping not to use them. This is where the original tail lights were. But if anybody's changed over to the LED lights on these, those lights are actually designed to be vertical, not horizontal. The reflectors in there are meant to be vertical. So what I decided to do, I like polished stainless steel, so I'm going to upgrade it a bit. And I'll have somebody make me up stainless steel, the exact size of the original one, be nice and flat. And I already measured out, I could fit 4 of the LED lights in a vertical fashion, and then 2 backup lights with maybe a reflector in between, because that's what it used to be here. Used to have a reflector there. So I have 4 verticals, 2 more down here, reflector in between, something like that. But that would be done with polished stainless steel on both sides, obviously. So that's my plans for there, if it works out, that's what we end up doing. So anyway, some guys have never seen my edge compartment before, but...
You're too busy working on everybody else's coaches for anybody to ever see yours.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's dirty now, dusty and everything, but we take care of that, and she runs great, got the 8V in it. I've had this coach for 22 years now. 22 years we've had that. And some folks know that my wife and I were full-time for 12 years. And just this August, it'll be 3 years ago, we bought about 10 acres here. I just bought the shop last year. So it's been a journey and a dream come true for us at the same time to have a bluebird and the shop to work on. So, and I enjoy working on the other ones, helping guys keep theirs on the road as well. So, what else?
Wow, Don, we could go on for hours here. I know you could.
I could babble on for forever.
Well, it's not just babble, it's all pretty good stuff.
You know,
but
if I had the money to do a bigger shop, maybe with a pit, I would have done it. We almost did the pit here, but they wanted like another $15,000 to do the pit.
Yeah.
And I figured, okay, at 72 years old, how many more years am I going to be doing this kind of work? So I figured when I could do the pit, I'll crawl under them for now and do what I need to do. And I got a scaffold here, and there's another scaffold down the other side there. Used to get up here, by the way. I don't know if that showed up in the picture yet or not.
oh yeah,
And this is just all the components that go
all
on
the
outside.
stuff from the
All
bus,
the stuff from the
and
bus.
then some more.
And there's a scaffold there.
Yeah.
I got that adjusted for when I'm working up on the curved part there. And so it's getting there. It's getting there. Hopefully by log, it can be done. It'll be done before then.
And tell us a little bit about what you're doing, because everybody that knows you remembers that your coach is almost a dead ringer for mine.
It is.
What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, we're doing the original theme with the stripes, and of course the aluminum goes back on all polished up. We're doing the original theme on it, but we change it to modern colors. We're just tired of the blue and silver and gray. So from the drip edge up, okay, the drip edge up there, of course it's dirty and not sand, I got more stripping, but from the drip edge up, it's going to be champagne.
Right.
And all the air conditioner covers, all that kind of stuff up there will be the champagne cover. And then from the drip edge down to the trim, which is right here, will be cranberry.
Wow.
And then down the bottom, where the blue is now, used to be, will also be cranberry.
Right.
In between will be a combination of the champagne and gold.
Right.
Okay, and then it will be color coded.
Just in replacing where the gray and the silver
right.
is now going to be champagne and gold. So just picture, folks, you know, your usual bluebird with those colors.
Mostly champagne. So
Right.
it'll be a layer of bus now. Mostly champagne, but the smaller stripes, anything like 2 inches or smaller, is going to be done in the gold, and it's going to be nice. We got it all planned out.
Yeah.
It's going to be real nice. And then in the front, where we had the fancy list of the woodwork panel on there.
Yep.
So when these panels are back in, it's got that thing that goes up like this.
Yep.
It's got woodwork in the middle. Before I scraped the paint off the front, I taped up tracing paper.
Yep.
And I traced out all of that fancy stuff that's
Right.
there and labeled what color was where. So all that of the original bluebird design again, all back just different colors now.
Yep.
And then that big aluminum plate that they use on these things, long ago I sanded that back and polished that up, and that looks like chrome behind the bluebird insignia.
Wow. So tell people a little bit, because you were in the body shop business back maybe
Back in
45,
the
50
70s.
years ago. Yeah, but I mean, that's people with the real skills. So because you've got those real skills, now you've got to deal with modern materials. So what is it that you're planning on doing? Because I understand that it's kind of hard to do multiple colors, and then you've got to get the clear on. So tell me how you're going to do that.
Okay, well back in the day, I put in actually a post in the blog last night. Back in the day when we had our body shop, most things were done with DuPont Centauri acrylic enamel. That was a popular one back then. But when we got to the custom work, we did some Corvettes and some custom pickups and everything. We did all that in hand rubbed lacquer. You know, coat after coat, sanding and rubbed in between. But they don't do lacquer anymore. Lacquer chips and cracks and shrinks and everything. Now, obviously, everything's done with the urethanes. I've never sprayed urethanes with the exception of my trailer. Turn around the trailer there. I matched up the trailer colors because we hauled that around the country for 10 years of our 12-year odyssey, being full-time. But spraying urethanes is new to me. So it's something that I've never done other than the little bit out there. And that was okay. You know, it was we call that 10-foot paint job. But this I want to be different. Okay, that was a single stage out there. But this is going to be the 2-stage with clear over the top. I've never done it before, but hey, the Lord hates a coward, as they say. So what we're going to do, what we got.
Well, how are you going to seal the base is what I was trying to get at, because normally you've got to get that clear on there pretty quick.
Yeah, okay. I did some research and I had a dilemma. If I did it in single stage, which would have been okay, but when you tape off the other colors, you end up with that ridge where one color stops and the next one on top you get that ridge. I didn't want that, so I'm forced to do a base coat and clear coat. Well, doing the base coat, you have 8 hours in which to do your clear on top of it, okay? And doing multiple colors, I got days possibly in between the colors. Okay, and that's okay, but then you have to go back and sand your base coat before you do the clear. Well, we work with metallic paints. You can't sand metallic before you put clear because it gets all muddled. So what do? I found out, lo and behold, they have something called clear base coat. So when I do the whole bus in the champagne first, and we're going to coat it to a clear base coat, okay? And then I tape off what I don't want to be the second color, which would be the gold, okay? I tape off and then I spray the gold, clear base coat the gold. Then tape off the gold and the champagne, do the cranberry, clear base coat the cranberry. Then I can sit for however long until I get to it. All of that clear base coat can be sanded because I'm not touching the base coat that's the metal flake.
Right.
Okay. So at no point am I sanding the metallic paint.
Right.
And messing up. I'm now sanding clear base coat. So I'll spend whatever amount of time. It'll all be clear base coat sanded.
Right.
And then 2 or 3 coats of good quality clear finish on it.
Right.
Okay. So that you won't have any of the lines that you can feel where it goes from one
Exactly.
to another. Okay. So that's my thoughts on it. If
Yep.
anybody has anything different to say, any other?
I think it's a great idea, and I'm pretty sure that's how you do it.
Yeah, I've talked to the people over in the supply house where I buy all the paint.
Yeah.
Speaking of paint, I was stunned at the cost of paint nowadays. 2K primer, $170 a gallon. I'll probably be doing, by the time I've done multiple coats, 5 gallons of primer alone. And then red dye being very expensive in the paints.
Yeah, the reds and some of the light colors are the
And
most
then
expensive.
The cranberry is just about $700 a gallon.
For a gallon.
I probably need 2 of those. And fortunately, the later colors are gold. Believe it or not, the gold was the cheapest.
Yeah.
I think that's only like 170. And then the champagne, I think, was about 280.
Yep.
Something like that.
Got a little more brown to it, which is red.
But Chip and I were talking earlier. We'll probably have 3,000 in material, maybe give or take some.
And that's just because you got a bunch of free sandpaper, right?
Well, my brother used to drive for a Safety Queen way back in the 70s and 80s, and he gave me stacks of sandpaper. Not everything I need. I still got to buy a bunch of it, but it's okay.
Little by little.
So I'll be a sanding fool out here for the next few weeks.
Yep.
And,
Well, you've been doing it for a month. I came in here 6 weeks ago, and you were just kind of getting started after peeling with some of the sanding. And boy, you made some great progress because, you know, as somebody else on the WOG says, it's a saying that I really like. It's the elephant. You take one bite of it at a time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we want to have it on the road by early August at the latest because our grandchildren in New Hampshire are still out of school then.
Yeah.
And we want to go up in because they love to go camping on Pop-Pop's bus.
Yeah.
Which will be back on there again. Pop-Pop's bus will be resurrected. Okay. And so that's where we're at.
It's excellent.
I want to thank Chip for coming out and doing some filming.
Well, it's my pleasure. This is bus camp.
I've never done this stuff.
This is bus camp. I hope this comes out.
And by the way, you guys, anybody's watching.
This is the first take.
You guys can stop by for a few days. We got a bunch of 50 amp, hook up some water. We don't have a dump station, but right at the
Camping World,
right in town, there's a free dump station there.
Yeah.
And and I forgot to mention my goat rail. Usually, like over on Chip's coach there, the goat rail is the color of the roof. My goat rail, I'm going to mimic what Steve Pappas did. The goat rail is going to be the cranberry color. So we'll have, instead of blue, it'll be cranberry and the champagne, and then the goat rail will be done the cranberry. Here's my goat rail here. We pulled it down and I'll be sanding and primed and done in the cranberry color. So it's going to be neat. Anyway, so this is my place. This is my home. So again, you guys are welcome to come and stop by for a visit. We get a lot of people stop for a day or two. Kevin's been here for a week. We did some work on his. He had leaky tag axle seals on the outside. So,
Boy, no end of trouble with the tags on that bus.
yeah, that's that one that had the broken tag.
Yeah.
But that's a gorgeous coach there.
Absolutely beautiful.
And well maintained too.
Absolutely beautiful. And he says, well, I'm going to go to Alaska and I didn't want to touch this up. I said, what's to touch up? It's a show coach. And you've had some other coaches in here recently too. I think you put a guy in a 88 wide body here recently. Yeah, came out of George Morris's, wasn't it?
Yeah. It came down from George Morris. We brought it from Kathy after George passed away.
Yeah.
And then Gavin Welsh from down in Central Florida wanted it, so we gave him a good deal on that. He's going cross country this summer with his family.
That's terrific.
And that was in here. That was a really nice coach.
Yeah. Yeah, they're out there, folks.
But the best deal I've seen so far is the one that Chris Damon picked up recently.
Yeah.
I'll say the price of it. He asked me not to, but absolutely gorgeous coach, inside and out. And I was under it doing some stuff for him, adjusting the level and valves and everything, and no rust under it. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous coach.
Isn't that amazing?
So Chris got a good one there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm done babbling.
Okay, let's get back to work, Don.
I got to do my favorite pastime. I have a very intimate relationship with sandpaper nowadays, so I'm going to work. Okay, he's still